Honourable Speaker, sir, as alluded to by earlier speakers, the world is going through unprecedented times. Country borders have closed, international trade has dwindled, and economies around the world have contracted. Unemployment has dramatically increased and in most cases reaching record levels even for strong world economies. We are fortunate in Fiji that we are COVID contained, and the only cases we have are from our quarantine facilities, mainly consisting of repatriated citizens returning from medical treatment overseas. Honourable Speaker, sir, I will concentrate on the Ministry of Fisheries and will not discuss the Udu Mainduru from the other side of the House, led by my Taurus, Honourable Kurindrani and Honourable Ngavoka. And I'm pretty sure Honourable Saukuru, Honourable Matentombua and Honourable Lewere will follow suit. Honourable Speaker, sir, at the outset, I would like to applaud the government for its foresight and support for the resource-based sectors, and in the allocation of the Ministry of Fisheries budget for the 2020-2021 fiscal year. Honourable Speaker, sir, the Ministry has been allocated $15.5 million with the provision of $10.7 million for operations and $4.09 million for capital expenditure. Honourable Speaker, this is an increase in budget compared to the Ministry's COVID response budget allocation of $14.9 million. In our consideration of COVID-19, the Ministry of Fisheries recognizes the important role it plays to cushion the impacts of this pandemic through readjustments. We are determined to put in considerable effort to ensure that the Fijian people continue to benefit from the fisheries sector. This, Honourable Speaker, will be undertaken through innovative, smart and holistic approaches which support sustainable development goals. Honourable Speaker, sir, the 2021 fiscal envelope allows the Ministry to clearly focus on three key objectives. These objectives will allow us to deliver effective and tangible services to the Fijian people. The first of these objectives is optimizing services delivered through our 32 fisheries service centres nationwide. Under this objective, the Ministry of Fisheries is determined to maximize utilization and outcome, realized from the allocated budgetary provision to efficiently address short, medium and long-term sustainable fisheries goals. The second objective, Honourable Speaker, is fostering food security. This objective underpins the broader context of focusing our efforts in advanced research on aquaculture, increasing the value of fisheries products through value adding and diversifying fish products targeted at niche markets. Additionally, Honourable Speaker, the third objective is mitigating challenges through an innovative approach. This is an important goal for the Ministry of Fisheries given the growing issues in our national, regional and global context. Being innovative will allow the Ministry of Fisheries to identify problems, formulate solutions and adapt promptly through cost-effective methods. Ultimately, Honourable Speaker, the 2020-21 fiscal envelope supports the Ministry's work for increasing the fisheries sector contribution to stability and growth of Fiji's economy. The Ministry's programs will focus on an increase in aquaculture, coastal and offshore fisheries productivity. With the allocated budget, the Ministry of Fisheries is determined to achieve the national and international goals geared at sustainable growth development. These goals include addressing poverty and hunger, gender equality, decent work and economic growth, industry innovation, responsible consumption and production, climate actions, life on land, and life below water. At this juncture, I would like to give a brief summary of the ministerial secretarial budget. For aquaculture, there is an allocation of $3.3 million. Research and development, $2.08 million. Coastal fisheries, $3.92 million. And offshore fisheries with $2.64 million. Honorable Speaker, I applaud the government on the increase in budget for food security, amounting to $500,000, and the allocation of $600,000 to support the electronic monitoring program. Honorable Speaker, sir, to achieve rapid growth and increase productivity in the aquaculture sector, the Ministry's work hinges on mobilizing the private sector with clear focus on food security for rural communities. Hatchery production, advanced partnerships, farmer training, research and development, as well as targeted financial assistance will support the Ministry's activities in the 2020-21 fiscal year. The allocation of $3.3 million for aquaculture will enable the Ministry to supply shrimp and prawn post-larvae along with the tilapia fries needed for Fiji's aquaculture farmers. This allocation will allow the Ministry to strengthen its research capacity to introduce new cultured species to the sector. It is very essential to move in this direction. Honorable Speaker, sir, in our bid to increase and stabilize food security in Fiji, the allocated budget has seen the increase in food security program. The $500,000 budget to the food security program will increase farm productivity through extension services focusing on needs of farmers. Honorable Speaker, capacity building is critical to ensure that our farmers are sustainable. Dedicated training programs on best practice, farm methodologies, and financial literacy will be delivered in the next financial year. Additionally, through a governance structure of cluster-based farming associations, farmers will benefit from economies of scale and a path to market initiatives. Honorable Speaker, food security, import substitution, climate change adaptation, and economic development are all key benefits of aquaculture. Therefore, the Ministry supports the budget allocation for this program. Honorable Speaker, the 2021 fiscal envelope for fisheries also provides for initiatives and programs to sustain and diversify our support to rural isolated maritime communities. This is fitting given the impact of COVID-19, which has caused urban to rural drift. Honorable Speaker, the Ministry provided fishing communities with ice through 24 ice plants from as far east as Lakemba to the far north of Rotuma. Ice supply provides longer shelf life of marine commodities and allows for proper fish handling. This assists rural communities to maximize the commercial value on fish and other seafood products. Honorable Speaker, there is an additional financial allocation for the continuation of work on the construction of new ice plants in Koro and Waingandu. These additional ice plants broaden the scope of economic development and support the goal of achieving self-sufficiency. The Ministry also welcomes the allocation of $100,000 to exploit the opportunities on the installation of solar power ice plants in 2 pilot sites. This initiative supports the current solar freezer program carried out by the Ministry with the support of our bilateral partners, which has increased economic efficiency for rural isolated maritime communities. Honorable Speaker, the Ministry also welcomes the budget allocation of over $100,000 for upgrade of Lautoka Fisheries Port. This will directly benefit our fishers in the Western Division who utilize services provided by the port facility. The allocation of over $772,000 for coastal development will foster the Ministry's work in sustaining and diversifying opportunities for our coastal communities. Through the footprint of our nationwide fishery service centers, we will continue to provide services for fishing communities. This includes the establishment of fishing associations, technical training, fed deployment, and activities of monitoring, control, and surveillance. Honourable Speaker, compliance and enforcement is another key pillar of work which allows the Ministry to manage Fiji's fisheries. Honourable Speaker, sir, the Inshore Fisheries Division, which was established through the assistance of the New Zealand Government, will continue to coordinate work to eliminate unsustainable fishing practices. We acknowledge the support rendered by our bilateral partners and we look forward to its continuation. Additionally, Honourable Speaker, job loss due to COVID-19 and the financial support rendered to the seaweed program for 2020-21 is timely. Seaweed provides quick economic opportunities for rural communities as it can be harvested within 6 weeks. Seaweed is an alternative option to wild harvest and provides a sustainable opportunity for income generation. The seaweed budget allocation of $259,000 will provide farm startup materials, training, value adding, and a path to market initiatives. Honourable Speaker, sir, research, science, and conservation are critical elements to sustainable fisheries. Climate change and depleting fish stocks further underscores the importance of research for our ocean governance. Over the past year, there have been substantial work done to ensure the sustainability of our fisheries resources. Honourable Speaker, the allocation of $300,000 for fishery resources conservation will support fisheries-based scientific work. This will allow focused research to support informed decisions for ocean governance. As we embark on the UN Decade of Ocean Science, the Ministry welcomes the $300,000 allocated for Makongai Research Centre. At Makongai, we will focus on selected species of reef fish farming. The allocated funds will also support the reseeding program of giant clams and rehabilitation of turtles. Additionally, the Ministry will continue its work with the Pearl Oyster Development Program. The $295,000 budget allocated to the Pearl Oyster Program will be used to procure spat collection materials. It will also focus on identification of potential spat collection sites, training on harvesting methods, and business models for community-based farming. Honourable Speaker, with the current struggles of decline and economic activity, the Ministry of Fisheries is determined to make every dollar count in the execution of this project. Honourable Speaker, sir, the 2020-21 budget allows the Ministry to create value and effectively manage our critical offshore resources. While the budget supports the current operations of offshore, please allow me to highlight two key areas that shows government's foresight and determination to cushion the implications posed by COVID-19. Firstly, transshipment levy. First, there is the removal of the $450 per ton of transshipment levy. Honourable Speaker, the Ministry of Fisheries and the fisheries sector welcomes the approach taken by government. This smart and effective tactic helps the additional development of fishing sector and provides business for support services. Foreign fishing fleets will be attracted to Fiji under this initiative, and supply of fish to our local processing facilities will increase. There will be an increase in service of vessels, repairs, bunkering, ship services, provisions, and crew support, all of which will contribute to Fiji's economy. Honourable Speaker, I acknowledge government's foresight in budgetary support of $600,000 for the Electronic Monitoring Project, or EMS. The electronic monitoring system was initially established through the assistance from the United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization since 2015. Honourable Speaker, the incorporation of this new budget item shows Fiji's commitment to support this valuable project. Honourable Speaker, the EMS project provides the added benefit of accessing the best premium markets such as MSC and the EU via traceability efforts. EMS is innovative and provides a platform for improved product handling from the first point of contact at sea. Other benefits of the EMS project include the ability of vessel owners to view their crew landing practices. This helps the industry to conduct adjustment on fish handling suited to market demands. For the Ministry of Fisheries, the EMS project complements the work that our fisheries observers conduct out at sea. Honourable Speaker, while the EMS project ticks all the boxes for sustainable tuna management, the project is a suitable fit to limitations caused by COVID-19. Electronic monitoring provides a safe alternative for observers to view and analyze scientific data in the comfort of their workstations. Honourable Speaker, I would like to highlight that we all need to be forward-looking as the impacts of COVID-19 is yet to pass. In this regard, the Ministry of Fisheries is determined to stretch its budget to its full potential. Our goal is to achieve more with less. We are determined to address the needs of all Fijians, irrespective of age, gender, or geographical positions. Honourable Speaker, now is the time to collaborate with development partners. Partnerships allow the achievement of shared goals. I wish to thank our bilateral partners for their continued continued support to the development of Fiji fisheries sector. In conclusion, Honourable Speaker, sir, with the allocated budget, the Ministry will strengthen its commitment in our mission to sustain, manage, and protect Fiji's fisheries resources. To achieve our vision of having the best managed fishery in the Pacific, we are determined to excel across our whole operation. Honourable Speaker, in these difficult times, if I have learned anything, it is the power of love, compassion, and hope. If one person can change the world, it is by being compassionate and sharing love and hope. If an individual wants to change Fiji today, start each day with hope. Hope that transcends all barriers of political divide, ethnicity, religion, social background, or financial status. Show respect to everyone. Know that life is not fair and that we sometimes fail. But if we take risk, step up when times are hard, ignore sarcasm, and lift up the downtrodden, we will overcome by never giving up. If we do these things, the next generation and the generation that will follow will live in a far better nation than the one we have today. To conclude, Honourable Speaker, sir, the Ministry of Fisheries will escalate, widen, and maximize operational and fiscal efficiency. Honourable Speaker, sir, I commend and support the 2020-2021 budget as presented to this August House, and I thank you for your indulgence.